Here is some net issue, so please wait. Yes. Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hijab Afar Kwali and I am a student of Rehan School, Korangi campus. I am studying in class 7 and my class name is the Future Navigators. So today's we have the very honorable and grateful guest whose name is Fong. So let's go and about himself and about his life journey. So hello sir, who are you?
Hey, thank you very much. Happy to be here.
Okay, you're most welcome. Okay, so my before moving on the question, please introduce yourself.
So my name is Fong Chua. I'm a business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also best-selling author. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and I help lots of people unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed, helping them to expand their exposure and also add as much value as I can. So I'm always happy to share, and I'm always happy to add value. And hence, when you reached out, I was very ecstatic to say yes. So thank you again.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So my first question from you: can you share your personal journey of unlocking your own potential?
Well, I guess that starts off from being born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Uh, was taught to find a good job, work at that job, and be in that job for the rest of my life, kind of thing. So I got into structural engineering, and then from there, I got my first job, and I thought, oh wow, that's gonna be the rest of my life, kind of thing. Gonna be there for a long time. And then in Edmonton, Alberta, our economy is very dependent on oil and gas. So when oil is up, everything's great. When oil is down, everything's bad. And there's lots of ups and downs. There's been many cycles throughout these last few decades. So therefore, when the oil and gas went down, we realized, hey, eventually you're going to become a number. You can't be loyal to your company all the time. And that's when we looked into real estate. We start reading into real estate, learning more about real estate, joining classes and webinars and courses and whatnot. And from there, we wanted to do more for other people, also help our family and friends and whatnot with regards to helping them invest in real estate, teaching people to do real estate. So we ourselves started doing real estate and building our own profile and portfolio. So within a short few years, we built our portfolio from 0 properties to about 27 properties and over 30 some units. And then we also hired a business coach and a real estate coach to kind of help us along the journey. And that's, I think, the biggest turning point is to have that business coach and that real estate coach to kind of show us the way. Our biggest issue at the time, like I said, we're engineers, and therefore we're very good at analyzing deals. We're really good at numbers, and we're really good at really strategically planning on how to get the deals done and whatnot. But the problem was our business sense was not there, and our negotiation skills were not there either. So therefore, having that business coach and real estate coach was very important, and it helped us kind of guide us along to be successful. And when we built up our real estate portfolio, then I go, okay, what's next? And my coach goes, well, why don't you start coaching people? I'm like, okay, great. Let's start coaching people how to do real estate. And I go, okay, now what? And he's like, why don't you start speaking? I'm like, okay, let's start speaking on stages. So I got my first speaking gig at one of his conferences. And I believe my first speaking engagement was in front of 100 and some people and for over 2 hours. So that was, it was scary, but it was a great stepping stone for me to get to where I am today. And then after that, I started doing more and more speaking engagements, speaking at different conferences, lots of webinar stuff. And then I go, okay, what's next? He goes, well, why don't you start writing books? I'm like, okay, let's start writing books. So then within my first of all, I go, who am I to write a book? And writing books hard and it's scary. Who's going to read my book and all that kind of stuff? Again, the coach was very helpful with that, guiding us along. And you realize very quickly that within the first segment of getting your book planned, you have a lot more content than just one book. So within that first year, we actually published, I think it was 3 books. And then to date, we have about 8 books out, ranging from mindset to real estate to communications to speaking, different types of topics and whatnot. And then from there, was asked to, during the pandemic, we were asked to, oh, my coach challenged me to start doing a podcast. So I started doing podcasts, interviewing people from all over the world, successful people, finding out their journeys. And then also speaking on more webinars and virtual conferences. And that's where I am today.
Oh, amazing, and thank you for your answer. So, my next question from you: what inspired you to become a best-selling author in the self-improvement genre?
Well, when it comes to book writing, I looked at it as a opportunity to increase my credibility and my exposure, and that's also something my coach taught me on. And basically, if you're writing a book, you want to write that book to be a value add, something that you're good at, and something that you could teach people on. But also, it's more of a credibility tool. Whether people read it or not, you want them to read it. But unfortunately, most people get books, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who has bought a whole bunch of books and their books are just sitting on their shelf and they've never touched those books. They haven't even opened it before. So the thing is, it's more of a credibility thing. It's nice to go and introduce yourself to people, saying, "Hey, I'm a best-selling author. I wrote this book. I wrote that book," and that's why I wrote it. It's a mainly a credibility thing. And my coach also said that, well, over the last 100 years, nothing new has been written, but your voice hasn't been heard. Now, he could write the same book as what I wrote, but he may or may not be able to reach the same audience as I do. So therefore, if I want to reach out to a wider audience, I need to go out there and provide my content. So I wrote the book on building your financial future, on increasing your mindset, building your communication skills, because those are things that I excelled at. So I wrote those and I had those out, and hopefully those have reached out to people who gravitate to my message. So that's mainly why I wrote it. As for the best-selling thing, it's one of those things. Again, it's a credibility thing. It's nice to say that I'm a best-selling author, and there's a strategy in place where people could actually achieve that with quite simplicity as well.
Okay, thanks for your answer. So, my next question from you: how do you define potential, and why is it important to unlock it?
Well, I truly believe that everybody has something inside them, something where they can add lots of value to the community, to people that they can add value to teach them, to help them grow. Everybody has a skill set, everybody has an expertise in something. And if you really think about it, everything that you are today, you have unlocked that part of you in the past. If you're a great website designer right now, well, 10 years ago, when you were not a website designer, you probably didn't know that. But you found that potential in you. You unlocked it. You learned more about it. You got somebody to teach you. And now you're a great website designer. You might be a great real estate investor right now. But 10 years ago, you didn't know any of that stuff. But then all of a sudden you go, hey, wait, I could be a real estate investor. And you found that potential in you. And you went out there and unlocked it by reaching out to people, asking questions, going to courses and whatnot. So everybody has something. And when you're able to unlock that something, then you're able to share and add value of that something to everybody else who wants to learn that something. So for instance, real estate, lots of people out there wants to learn more about real estate. So I can add value to those people who wants to learn more about real estate. You talked about writing books. Well, I know lots of people out there who wants to write books, and I could add value to them by teaching them how to write books as well. So that's why it's important to unlock it, because you're able to add value and pass that skill set on to another person, to another person, to another person. So like I said, everybody has something. And once you're able to harness that something, we're able to pass that something on to others, because we're here to serve, right? In order for us to succeed, in order for us to grow, we keep on serving other people by adding value to other people.
Thank you for your answer. So, my next question from you: what are some common obstacles people face when trying to unlock their potential?
Well, one of the things is that it's not an easy thing when you're trying to unlock something that is not common, or people are not, let's say, within your circle is not familiar with. That is very difficult. So, for instance, I grew up in a very traditional, hey, work in your job, get that good job, find that good job, and work in that job for a long time, kind of thing. So when I verged and go, hey, I want to start investing in real estate, that's not something my circle of people, family and friends, was familiar with. And therefore there's a lot of those people who goes, hey, don't do that, it's scary, it's hard, it's very risky, you might lose everything. And then there's other people say, hey, it's not going to work because you don't know what you're doing, or real estate is very, very tough and whatnot. So they try to keep you from pursuing those goals, not because they don't like you. In fact, they do that because they love you, and they're trying to protect you from pursuing forward because it's a risky thing in their mind. So therefore, one of the biggest challenges is to get over that hump of pursuing your goals, pursuing your dreams, even if the people around you, which is the people who love you the most, are trying to stop you because they're protecting you. So that's one thing, or at least that's one group of people that you have to overcome. The other group of people are those who, one, don't really understand that world, but they also don't want you to succeed in it because they are not able to do it themselves. So therefore, they keep on telling you that it's not going to work, or they make fun of you, or they give you all the negative insights about it to stop you from going because they're not able to do it themselves either. So that's another group of people that you have to kind of overcome. So the best way to overcome those obstacles is then to reach out and surround yourself with other people who are successful in exactly what you want to do. Everything that people want to succeed in, it has a group of people who is already succeeding that now. So as long as you find that group of people and you can submerge yourself into that group, you could learn from those people, you could be challenged, you could be held accountable by those people, by that group, to help you excel. So that's one of the biggest challenges that I have found, not only for myself, but a lot of clients that I've coached and a lot of my colleagues have gone through. It's that community of people that, one, help them along, and also that group of people that holds them back. That's the biggest challenge.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So, my next question from you: could you share some key strategies for discovering one's hidden talents and abilities?
Well, I think the thing is you have to find out what you truly enjoy, and then also sometimes push that envelope a little bit. So, for instance, if you for instance, if you ask lots of questions as to, okay, what do you enjoy doing, what do you do on your free time, and you find out that that person likes to speak with people, they like to network with people, they like to communicate and connect with people, then they're a people person. So you can go, hey, maybe try this or maybe try that, and you suggest different things to get them out of their shell a little bit, or to pursue and harness that skill set a little bit more to see where they're at. For people who don't obviously show that skill set, you might suggest different things as to, okay, why don't you try this? Or why don't you try doing videos online? Or why don't you try going to different networking groups and whatnot, and see if they like it. If they don't, or they find it very difficult, or maybe they find it very challenging, but they're inspired by it, then you could harness that fire and go, okay, why don't you try this? Why don't you try tweaking that strategy so that they could build on top of it? A lot of it has to do with what their why or what their motivation is to pursue something. Whether it's, hey, I want to be more successful because I want to be able to help my family and friends, or I want to be able to help my community. I want to help my what do you call it, my community succeed and whatnot. So then, therefore, they have that anchor that helps them go, hey, yes, this is hard, but I will keep on going because I want to help this group, or I'm going to keep on going so I can help my kids and my family have a better life. Once they harness that energy with that why or that motivation, then all the other stuff, whether it's difficult, whether it's challenging, allows them to go, you know what, I can overcome this because I have a big reason why. So when you're asking lots of questions, trying to find out what their skill sets are, finding out what their hobbies are, what they enjoy, and then also testing them with different challenges to find out what they are able to overcome, and pushing it a little bit more to allow them to grow and grow. So for instance, myself, when my coach pushed me, he asked me, hey, do you want to speak? Speaking is not something that I was always strong at. It was something I've always ignored or avoided. But when he challenged me, I go, yes, let's try it. And then after I did well the first time, yes, there's lots of mistakes, but you can always grow on that. Every single thing that my coach challenged me on is something that I've never dreamed of doing and never even thought of succeeding in. So therefore, every single thing he challenged me at was a stepping stone for me to go, okay, let's try that. Let's tweak this. Let's change this thing a little bit so that I can succeed better. And let's put it all together and see what happens. Life is all testing and readjusting to stuff. So that's how I usually help my clients, by challenging with stuff and also by asking lots of questions.
That's great, and thank you for your answer. So, my next question from you: what role does self belief play in the process of unlocking potential?
I think that it's probably the number one thing that people need in order for them to unlock the potential. If you don't have self-belief, nothing's going to happen. If you believe it's not going to work, then you're not going to take the steps to make it work. You're not going to take the steps to find out more. If you don't believe it's a solution to your problems, then you're not even going to go and attempt it. But once you believe in something and you believe it's going to work and you believe that you can do it, then you're going to start taking the steps towards finding out more, towards asking more questions, towards studying that topic more and learning about it more and listening to it more and reading more about it. If you don't believe in yourself, there's no reason to do anything. Like if you don't believe that you can do a good podcast, then I'm pretty sure you wouldn't even start looking at hosting a podcast. So why even try, right? So self-belief is very, very important.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So, my next question from you: how can individuals overcome fear and self doubt to unleash their full potential?
When it comes to overcoming fear and self-doubt, it's again self-belief. If you don't believe in anything, then you're not going to keep on pushing yourself. Fear is something that I'm sure lots of people out there has heard this. It's false evidence appearing real. It's everything is in your head. So for instance, if I ask some of my clients about why are you so afraid of speaking in front of people, they might say that, oh, I'm shaking in front of people, or I'm sweating in front of people. I might be pacing around. I might all that kind of stuff. And when you really look into it, all that stuff is in their mind. Because in reality, lots of people who's watching them speak can't even tell any of that stuff. They probably can't see them shaking. They probably can't see them sweating or stumbling. It's all in their mind. And when it happens in front of people, it gets exaggerated so much in their mind. They go, that's why I'm so scared. That's why I'm so scared. But the thing is, not many people will actually see that. So it's all in their mind. And therefore, if you are able to do something multiple times, even though you do not do it perfectly, you take the stuff that you see that is not perfect and you start upgrading it, you start changing it, you start improving it. Then you use each failure or each misstep as a stepping stone towards it being better. And the more you do that, the less fear you have. Like if you were to, when I first wanted to do when I first heard about marathons, I'm like, man, that's scary. That's running for a very, very long time. However, if you have a coach or a trainer or somebody else running with you, it makes it easier. You're not as fearful. Somebody guide you along. But then also you start training for it. You start asking questions. You start finding out how to do it so that you're not afraid. So most of the fear is one in your mind, and two it's the unknown. It's stuff that you don't know about. So once you find out more, that fear goes away or gets diminished. The truth is that you're always going to be afraid of something, because if you keep on pushing yourself, there's going to be something new, another challenge for you to grow on, and therefore there's a new fear that you need to overcome. It's learning how to overcome those fears by facing it, by recognizing that that challenge is going to help you grow further. Then fear is no longer a negative thing. It's more of a motivational thing for you to keep on going.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So, my next question from you, can you provide some examples of success stories from your coaching or speaking engagements?
So one of the most common things that I coach my clients on is, one, overcoming the fear of writing books, and two is the fear of speaking in front of people. And to overcome the fear of speaking in front of people or the fear of writing books, first of all, as I mentioned before, over the last 100 years, nothing new has been written and your voice hasn't been heard. That's how I overcame my fear of writing that book, because my coach gave me that insight, saying that I don't have to please everybody. So when lots of my clients come in, hey, I can't write that book because that person might not read it and that person may not like it. I ask them, okay, if you are able to speak in front of people, you would speak. So do you expect everybody in that audience to believe what you say or to like what you were going to be talking about? And instantly they go, no, I'm pretty sure that when I speak, not everybody's going to like it. So therefore I go, well, why do you expect everybody to like your book? So then they go, okay, I get it. I can go out there, write the book, and focus only on the people who actually read the book or gravitate to my message. And therefore they're able to actually excel themselves and have a different mindset of adding content to their book or to their speaking stuff. Now, when it comes to speaking, I basically just challenge them. I go, okay, if you have a fear of speaking in front of camera, number one, go home and post a video. Try that. And if you don't like it, post a second one and keep on doing until you're comfortable. One thing I usually do with them is, because I'm usually on a one-on-one call with them virtually or face-to-face and whatnot, I would go, okay, why don't you do this? Go home, and if you really want to share your message, if you really want to start developing that speaking skill set, go home and click record on your computer or whatever and go, hey, everybody, my name is Fong, and I've been challenged to do a video every single week, one video a week, where I'm going to be adding insight and giving some value to all these people that's following me. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you next week. They may or may not have content next week, but they're going to post this video, and it's going to challenge them to come up with content next week, and they committed once a week. And if you keep on doing that, you're starting to get more comfortable over the fear of speaking in front of people and also the fear of speaking in front of a camera. So that's usually how I challenge my clients to overcome that fear.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So, my next question from you, what are some effective techniques for identifying and maximizing strengths?
Well, um, uh, so from before, we kind of talked about asking those questions, challenge yourself, trying something new. One of the things is that you ask yourself, when was the last time you tried something that you haven't tried before? Whether it's speaking in front of a crowd, whether it's skydiving, whether it's going on a trip, when was the last time you tried something different or something new? If your answer to that is like, oh, months ago or years ago, then go out there and try something different so that you can learn from that experience. I don't care if it's something that's technical or something that's experiential or something that's fun. Even something that's fun, you could probably learn from that experience. If you've never gone and played a sports game with a group of people, then go and join something to try that out, and it's going to be a new experience for you. And if you all of a sudden go, hey, this is fun, you can harness that skill set and start building that into a strength of yours. And then you can start applying that skill set or that experience into other things that you do. So when was the last time you did something fun or something new? And therefore, also surrounding yourself with different people who's always motivated in doing something different. Because if you're surrounded with other people who's always challenging you, hey, let's do this, or let's do that, or let's try this, or even try a different restaurant and all that kind of stuff, then your mindset is out there looking for, hey, what's new, what's different, what can I learn, what can I harness to grow my skill set. Once you start doing that, you're going to keep on going there and building on the strengths that you already have.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for your answer, and thank you so much for your valuable time. So, lastly, I invite you my school. When you come in Pakistan, so please visit our school, Rehan School, Korangi campus.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time, and it was a joy being on your show, and thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, you're most welcome. Also, if you want to make something like you want to make Canva posters, a YouTube banner, faceless videos, so please contact me. I will make you. Like you will make your reel, edit your video. So please contact me.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye.